Well, welcome everybody. My name is Mary Hyatt, and I am thrilled and honored that you are here today on my Facebook Live show. For those of you who don't know me, I am a life coach, I am an entrepreneur, and a presidential diamond with doTERRA essential oils. And my desire, ultimately, what lights me up and makes me be fueled with my purpose is to help empower women to wake up, to find their voice, and to become fully alive. And today we are getting into the topic of feeling more confident in your swimsuit. You guys might know my journey. I have come from a place of being much less confident than I am now, not really having a voice, feeling just terrified to be seen. I was much heavier than I am now. I was constantly hiding my body. And for me, getting in a swimsuit was literally, utterly terrifying. And I would skip invitations to the pool or to the beach because I did not want to be seen in a bathing suit. And the thought of going bathing suit shopping was like, all of my alarm bells went off. Everything in me would be triggered. And I wanted to shut down. And I can't tell you how many times I have shopped for a bathing suit and ended up in tears and left feeling completely defeated. So we're going to get into all that. I'm going to share some tips that I have to help you feel more confident this summer and to actually accept those invitations to go to the pool, to go to the beach. So let's start the show. All right. Well, welcome. I'm so glad to all of you guys who have joined me today. I know this is a hot topic because we are at the point where summer is finally here. Like, I don't know about where you guys are at, but spring is done, school's out, pools are open, like it is happening. And I know that for most of us, it's like, shit. Where can I hide? How can I put the towel over my head and never be seen out in public in a bathing suit? And it creates so much anxiety and so much fear. And it is really an obsession that we have where we cannot relax when we think about being in front of other people in our bathing suits. I actually had somebody on my Instagram today say that her worst nightmare would be to show, as a mother, would be to show up and embarrass her kids by being in a bathing suit. And I can remember growing up, like, that was something that I learned being in a household full of girls living in the South. So much was dependent on our appearance. And as I became an adult, I learned so early on that a lot was riding on being in a bathing suit, whether you would be loved and accepted or not. And that was something that I carried with me into adulthood, where every single time I get an invitation or got an invitation to the pool or to go to the beach, it was like anywhere from mild panic to legit breakdown, crying in my bedroom, tissues, mascara everywhere, like, holy shit, I can't do this. Like, the worst case scenario for me was to have to be in a bathing suit because I knew it would be torture. Can you not get like an amen? Does anybody ever feel like that like being in a bathing suit feels like torture? Like you would literally rather do anything else in the world than have to be in a bathing suit in front of other people and pretending like you're happy and it's all great. Can you guys just put in a number one in the comment section if that's you? If you've ever felt like that. And y'all, if you don't put a number one, I know you're lying because I feel like we've all felt this way where we shut down at the thought. And it's like everywhere I turn, it's like, get your body bikini ready and lose those last 10 pounds and take care of your cellulite and, slim down, and all these basically mandates that make sure that you are going to be ready for the summer as long as you lose the extra 10 pounds or 50 pounds. Like, oh yeah, let me just do that in a month so that I'm ready to get into a bathing suit. Or get rid of your cellulite and buy this product. Go on this quick diet. Remove that belly fat. I mean, it's like the laundry lists of getting bikini ready. Okay, you guys are all saying number one to this idea of being, you'd rather do anything else than be seen in a bathing suit. So then we have this side, right? Okay, so we have the part of the population that's like, get bikini ready, look better, you can do it, don't get out there unless you have lost weight, and yada yada. Okay, so we'll just like put a good middle finger up to that, like thanks, no. Okay, but then you have the other side of the camp. Now this is one that's kind of trickier, which is like, have you heard those campaigns or seen those campaigns that they'll say, what do you need to be bikini ready? Oh my God, I got to tell you the story. Side note, I asked my boyfriend Bentley this morning as I'm prepping for today, and I said, hey babe, I said, let's just pretend you're a girl for a minute, because that's fun. And I said, what do you need to be bikini ready? And I said, by the way, this is a test. And he said to me, be confident and love myself. And I was like, yes, you got it. Okay, but then you have this other camp, right, that says, what do you need to do to be bikini ready? And that's nothing. Like, everybody is bikini ready. Now, it looks like we have polar opposites going on. Like, this is bad and this is good. However, this one is a little tricky because, yes, I do believe that. Like, nobody should be banned from wearing a bikini, no matter what your body looks like. Flaunt it, do it. I did it for the first time this past October. It was very terrifying, slightly liberating, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but we're getting there. But one of the issues here is that then we feel all this pressure to be okay with our bodies. And what happens if we're not? What happens if we aren't at the place where we feel fully confident in our skin yet? And obviously that's why I'm creating my online course about how to get to the place where you fully accept your body and you love your body where it's at, and you understand that there is health at every size. But let's be honest, okay? Like, if you're at this level where you're not happy with your body, getting to the place where you're just all of a sudden gonna like flaunt it and be like owning it, that's several more steps down the road. And so where I feel like most of us start is at the place where we go, okay, I want to be at the beach. I want to be at the pool because my family's going to be there. My friends are going to be there. I don't want to have to be at the place where I hate myself anymore. However, I still feel self-conscious. I'm not quite comfortable in my own skin. So where do you guys feel like you are in that spectrum? Okay, this will be kind of an interesting question. So do you feel like, we'll say number one is where you feel like you need to lose more weight, you need to get rid of your cellulite, you need to do XYZ before you can show up in a bathing suit? If that's you, and y'all be honest, because none of these are bad or wrong. This is all part of the awareness, because that was me. 100%. It was like, if I don't lose 30 pounds, AKA 50 pounds, 80 pounds, I can't be in a bathing suit. So if that's you, put a number one. If you feel like number two, you are ready to flaunt it, you don't care what size you're at, you feel really good in your body, put a number two. If you are number three, this is the camp where you want to release the body hate, but you're not fully in a place where you fully accept your body yet. Okay, so one, you feel like you gotta do something before you be in the bathing suit. Two, you don't care, you love your body, let's go. Three is where you want to, but you're still not quite confident with your body yet. Okay? So you guys are coming in and talking about this. So I want to ask you a question though, and this is something that I really had to wrestle with when I was thinking about avoiding the pool parties, avoiding the beach trips, avoiding getting in a bathing suit. Like, I love the beach. I love the water. There's something that's just so magical about that. But the only time, if I went on a beach trip, the only time that I would actually go to the water would be about 5 o'clock in the evening. The sun's beginning to set. It's not hot anymore. And I could wear all my clothes. And then I would go bring a glass of wine, sit in a chair, and that is what I would do. Okay? So for me, and I'm sorry, I don't know why my broadcast is interrupting there. Okay. But for me, like, I was at the place where I wanted to shift that because I was running so hard from being present in my life. I was missing out on memory after memory after memory after memory. I remember my sister, she said to me, and thank you guys so much for your comments. I'm seeing where you're at with all of that. But my sister, she's got several kids. And we were at the beach last October and we were talking about this. And she said she finally got in the water and we're playing in the water. We're having fun. And she goes, I just was so sick of missing out on playing with my kids. I was so sick of missing out on their childhood, of being the mom who was in the chair, afraid to stand up and show her legs, afraid to get in the water, afraid to bend over and build a sandcastle. She was like, I was just so sick of not being out there with my kids and being on the sidelines of life. How often do you find yourself on the sidelines of life when we're looking at the summer? How often are you back here not engaging, not participating, and holding yourself back, holding yourself here, avoiding what's going on because all you can think about, what you're obsessed about, is your body and the hatred that you have for it and the comparison that you're playing, with all the different people that you're seeing. And I mean, really, that is the question. What are you missing out on in your life by not allowing yourself to be seen and be in a swimsuit? I love Brene Brown because she is just like, great, just real woman, curvy body in the sense of where, she doesn't apologize for being the size that she's at. And she's also super healthy too. And of course, just mentally and emotionally, she's incredible. But she says that staying vulnerable is a risk we have to take if we want to experience connection. Isn't that good? Staying vulnerable is a risk we have to take if we want to experience connection. In order to connect with people, to be present for life, to engage, to build memories, it requires that we are vulnerable. Now, we could talk about what that looks like emotionally, like from an emotional standpoint of being emotionally vulnerable. But this is like where it's like we have to like be willing to be seen physically, like in a bathing suit, to create connection. If we're back here sipping our wine, totally checked out, like we are not going to be able to connect with people. We have to be willing to be seen and not feel like I've got to fix all this shit over here before I'm willing to show up and be present for my life, and where it's not just passing you by. And like, think about this for a second. Like, what good does it really do? I had to ask myself this the other day, like big time, because I've got this rash on my body. It looks like I'm a freaking leper. It's just horrible. I've been so freaking embarrassed. It's so vulnerable being, naked in front of my boyfriend and him seeing this. And I'm like, don't look at me, And I've had to ask myself this question. The question is, what good does it do to believe that I am ugly? What good does it do to believe that I am fat? What good does it do to berate myself and feel crappy all day long? What good does it do to feel ugly? Like, really ask yourself. I had to ask myself that over and over again. Like, why? Why do I feel the need to get stuck here? What good does it do to feel ugly? And of course, what I realized is that if I am ugly, this is like we're going real deep, real quick, y'all, so hang with me. But what I realize is that if I believe that I'm ugly, I will protect myself from hurt, because then he will leave me, and then I will confirm the story inside of myself that I will always be abandoned. Hello. I mean, that's some deep stuff. Don't worry. I'm going to give you some really practical tips in a second, okay? That are like, okay, great. I can take these home. But that's like the deep stuff. That's what's going on with feeling ugly, with feeling fat, with feeling like I can't get into a bathing suit. It's confirming a bullshit story that I have from a long time ago, that I'm not good enough, that I am not beautiful enough and worthy of love. There's something flawed with me, and that confirms an old story that I have about myself. But ultimately, it is costing me so much. It is costing me and affording me true intimacy, connection, being present, being playful, like building a sandcastle, getting in the pool itself and swimming, getting in the ocean itself and swimming. I mean, y'all, it is robbing us of all of the joy. When all we can focus on is ourselves and our body and how much we hate it, it is robbing ourselves of the joy. Because the joy exists here right now. Not when we lose weight, not when we do X, Y, Z, not when our cellulite is gone. It exists right here. It is literally on the buffet table for the taking. And we are saying, nope, I'd rather be miserable. Nope, I'd rather have self-pity. Nope, I'd rather feel ugly. And so this is where it's like, it's time to update that story, y'all. It is time to update that story. So I just feel like we've got to get to the place where the first part of this is getting to the place where we decide and choose confidence. We have to choose confidence. The misperception about confidence in our bodies is that we get it that we inherently have confidence or we don't. So either I'm going to be confident or I don't. The reality is we build confidence by doing something that terrifies us, by literally stepping forward and being brave in a moment where we feel scared to death. That builds confidence. And I love this quote. I just have been obsessing about Brene recently. And she says, courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. And for me, that is like, whoa, it is very courageous. It feels like the bravest thing in the world to do. To stand in front of people almost naked, being scared shitless, and letting people see you and affirming inside of yourself that what they're looking at is someone who is worth loving in all the flaws and all of the imperfections, that we are worth loving, that our size has no bearing on whether we can be confident or that we are lovable. Because guys, there are plenty of people, I promise you, like this isn't a show just for people who are fat or people who are plus size or curvy or however you want to say it. This is a show for every body, because there are plenty of people who are in thinner bodies who hate themselves, who literally have disordered ways of thinking about their bodies, who are just as equally embarrassed and ashamed and full of body hatred as somebody who is fat, curvy, or plus size. And there are plenty of people who are fat, curvy, and plus size who are confident in their skin and really feel a sense of self-love. And it doesn't matter the size. Confidence is a choice. Confidence is something we have to decide and say, enough with waiting. Enough with getting to some place before I let myself be seen. Enough with waiting until I get my body in some place before I play with my kids. Enough. That we decide. So the first part of this, y'all, is we have to decide that this summer is this summer that we are going to let ourselves be seen. If you don't decide that, it doesn't matter what you wear, how you cover yourself up, what you do. None of that's going to matter, because your thought process is avoid, avoid, avoid. So you have to decide, you have to choose that this is going to be the summer where you're going to be coming out party in your bathing suit, and you're going to be seen, and you're going to choose to practice self-love towards your body. That you're going to practice speaking kindness to your body, that you are going to practice those loving thoughts towards your body, and that this journey is a practice of self-love. And okay, so I think the biggest thing of this is like, you don't have to pretend to love your body when you don't, okay? You don't have to pretend that, but you have to be willing to choose to love your body. So you don't have to pretend, but you have to be willing to choose it. Like, you have to choose to be confident. You have to choose to be in a place where you're going to be seen. And y'all, I know, I get it. It is scary, and I've been on this journey, but I want to make this a little bit easier for you, and I want to share some tips, super practical tips things that I have done that will help boost that confidence a little bit for you and give you that little edge. So once you've decided, actually, let me ask you guys this question before I get into my tips. Is this the summer that I don't know what else to call it than like your coming out party, but I mean, let's just go with that, okay? Is this your coming out swimsuit party this summer? And even if it's not a party, even if you're like literally trembling and terrified at the beginning, that's okay. It's a practice. Would you guys give me, number one, some hearts, okay? I want some hearts. I want some thumbs up. I want some awesome, some kind of love going on. And then the second thing that I want you to do, if you are going to decide, if you are going to put that literal stake in the ground, draw the line in the sand where you say, I am done with waiting. I am over it. And I'm going to choose and decide to show up and to be seen and to love my body in a swimsuit. Will you guys put in a number 2 in the comment section? So first is give me some love with some hearts. You guys are doing it. I love it. And then the second part is putting in a number 2 in the comments. Even if you want to say with your words, I choose to show up in my swimsuit this year. I choose to be seen. Whatever you feel like is a good mantra for you, you can type that in the comments. That's always so fun to see. So you guys are saying it. Tabitha, yes. Megan, yes. Stephanie, yes. You guys are doing it. Awesome. Tammy, number 2. I love it. Jenny, number 2. Guys, this is where it requires a lot of us to come together and to say, you know, F that shit. I'm cussing a lot today. You know, we're not playing that game anymore, and we're not going to skip out on our life, and we're going to be present. Okay, but here are my actual tips, all right, for feeling confident in a swimsuit. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road, and I think that you need some tips, okay? Now, the first tip, this is super, super basic, but we skip this a lot, which is to find a suit that fits. Okay, this seems obvious, but I cannot tell you that most of the swimsuit buying experience that feels so frustrating is that we have wonky expectations when we walk into the department store or buy stuff online. So let me give you a little hint, okay? Swimsuits run really, really small. Now, if you're somebody who has an issue with the size of your pants equated to your worth, you're gonna have to work a little bit extra hard in this area, because typically you need to buy a swimsuit that's 2 sizes bigger than your pant size. So for me, like, I get a size 16 bathing suit, okay? Now, I'm a size 12, and I gotta get a size 16 bathing suit. If I put on a size 12, it feels like a size 6 or a size 8, and I am literally like trying to squeeze myself in it, and I feel like, where did I gain all this weight? And I feel horrible, and I start going into this whole spiral and feeling like there's no way I can show up in a bathing suit. Now, you got to just know walking in that you need to find a suit that's probably 2 sizes bigger than what you normally typically wear. Okay, so set yourself up for success, and just know that that's part of the thing, and that the size, this is so where the size of the swimsuit does not matter. Now, for my sweet little breasts, big breasts, I gotta wear the cup size, you know, the band size. I really have to have like that specific size. And there's a lot of different companies who cater towards that. So if you have a larger chest, you wanna go ahead and get one of the bra size tops, okay? Now, I have started to order my suits online because doing the whole shopping at the department store was kind of just like a nightmare. I just didn't enjoy the vibe. It didn't feel like a safe environment, and oftentimes I felt rushed, And it was just, I don't know. It's great to do it in the comfort of your own home. So with this tip, with finding a suit that fits, order online and get it at home so you can try your bathing suits on in the comfort of your own home. And you can really take your time. And I love the website swimsuitsforall.com. Now, swimsuitsforall.com is, my broadcast keeps cutting out. Sorry, guys. Swimsuitsforall.com is awesome because they have literally, I think, up to a size like 28, maybe. But they have swim dresses, which are awesome. They have tankinis. They have one pieces. They have the high-waisted ones, which I love. And those are really fantastic if you are curvier. So Swimsuits for All, Lands End also has some great plus size swimsuits. So does Target. But just, search around and enjoy that process of getting them in your own home. And then also for this, you've got to find a bathing suit that you feel like you can sit in. I bought a bathing suit that looked great when I was standing up and I was vertical. But the moment that I sat down, I felt super self-conscious. It was like, I just did not like the way that it was pulling on my stomach. And so this is where tankinis and swim dresses are freaking awesome. If you can sit down and play in the sand, if you can sit down on a towel, if you can sit down on a lounge chair and not feel just embarrassed and self-conscious the whole time, that's where it's at. So find a bathing suit that you can sit down in. And the other thing too, I realized this. So my family, I have 4 sisters and there's all different sizes and of all of us. And one of my sisters is really, really thin. And we were at the beach and she's like super, super thin. Okay. We were at the beach and she sat down and she had rolls and she has like 0 body fat. And I looked over and I was like, thin people have rolls too. It's awesome. So guys, everybody has rolls. Everybody has all that going on. That is normal. You don't have to sit awkward. You don't have to try to do all these weird things to make sure that your rolls don't show. Let your rolls hang out, baby. We all got them. Just do that. All right. So the first tip is find a suit that fits. It's going to probably be 2 sizes bigger than what you're used to. Order them online so you can try them on at home. And make sure that you can sit in it. That's those are super, super basic. I told you these would be really practical. Now, this is a fun one. So tip number 2 is to create a confidence ritual. So we got to get our head in the game for this. We got to get ourselves at a place where we feel confident when we're walking out the door. So one of the things that I had to ask myself was, when have I felt the sexiest? When have I felt the most beautiful? When have I felt the most confident? What was going on? What did I do to feel that way? And I realized that it boiled down to a little ritual that I had. And when I was single, I was like, okay, I've been married for 10 years. I'm not feeling super sexy or hot. I got to kind of get in a different headspace. And so I had this ritual before I would ever go out, especially if I went on a date. And it included music that made me feel confident. So my suggestion and encouragement to you is, before you go to the pool, before you go to the beach, figure out a ritual that gets you pumped up mentally, in the game, where you're like, yeah, baby, let's do it. And that starts with music to me. Get some fun music playing on your Spotify or Pandora, whatever. Have some fun music there to just get you in a state that is higher vibration than I hate myself, I hate my body, I don't want to be seen. Because that energy spirals really freaking quick, and you start noticing everything that's wrong in your body, everything that you hate. You got to stay sharp, and that means staying in the right state, the right energy, the right frequency, and music is an awesome place to start. Now, the other piece of my ritual before I go to the beach is, y'all, I got to be honest, I get a freaking fake spray tan. Okay? I feel much sexier when I'm a little tanner. So for me, that's part of my ritual. I know that might sound silly to some of you, but I want to get myself in the place where I feel the most confident. And for me, if my skin already has a glow to it, already has that tan, I feel much better in my skin. So I was doing like spray tans. That was kind of a pain in the ass. So now I have something called the tan towel. I wish I got money from them because this would be a great endorsement. But the tan towel, it's awesome. It literally looks like a big wet wipe, and you like brush it on your skin. It does not streak. It is awesome. It looks super natural. I actually am wearing it currently. It's not super dark. They have a classic one and a super one that's darker. I do the super one, and it lasts for 5 or 7 days. You can YouTube it, but tan towel, fantastic. But that's part of my ritual. I want to feel tan. Another part of my ritual that I do is I go get my nails done. So I want to get my nails done. I want to feel like I can have great looking toes in the sand. My fingers look great out there. It's just something that I have found that makes me feel beautiful. Now, this is going to be completely personal and unique to you. The music thing, I feel like is a non-negotiable, but these other pieces, I'm just telling you what I do, but you can create this for yourself, a confidence ritual for yourself to get yourself in the mood and feeling like, all right, I'm ready to get out there. And these might feel superficial, but it's all the mental game. It's all like really going, okay, what makes me feel sexy? What makes me feel confident? And for me, I bought the Miracle Suit. I don't know if you guys saw my ad that I did on Instagram or here on Facebook, but it's that gray bathing suit that I'm in, and that's a Miracle Suit bathing suit. I love that freaking thing. It's all ruched in the stomach, and so I feel confident in that. It has a deep V, and because I think, okay, I've got big breasts, might as well show them off, so that makes me feel confident. I don't quite feel confident yet in a two-piece. I'm not sure that I ever will, but I got to find what works for me. And the other thing that you might think about doing is finding a really great cover-up that you love, a great hat that you feel good in, cute sunglasses. Go out and treat yourself to some sunglasses. Find the things that make you feel good in your swimsuit. It could even be some jewelry. Like, I pretty much now go all natural. Like, I've gotten to place and confidence in myself to where I don't want to wear makeup when I go out into the sun. But I know plenty of people do because they feel sexy putting on mascara or whatever. Do whatever you need to do, guys. Do whatever you need to do. Get to the place where you have that confidence ritual that's the same every single time you go to the pool. That's the same every single time that you go to the beach. If you have to drive to the pool or if you have to drive to the beach, pump that music up, get going, get yourself in a state where your vibration is higher. All right, third tip, which I think possibly is the most important tip out of all of them, is to update your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever the heck social media you're on, Pinterest, whatever. I love Instagram. I hope you guys will follow me over there. But it can be really triggering. Can I get an amen? How many of you guys see people's perfect lives on Instagram and you're like, my life is shit. My life is horrible. Like, I don't even want to go outside. I don't even want to put on anything. I look horrible. And you are instantly in comparison mode. If you guys feel like that, will you guys give me some hearts? Will you give me some thumbs up? Will you comment in the comments and say, yes, I feel like that with Instagram or with Facebook? It is a slippery slope to feeling really terrible about yourself super quickly. It is at that point where it's like, you don't even know what's real or what's not anymore. And it is a place where I know for me, I get super, super, super triggered. You guys are giving me so many hearts and so many thumbs up because I know you guys are feeling this. But I know that for me, one of the smartest things that I've ever done to feel more confident in my bathing suit is to find pictures of other women who look like me and are perhaps larger than me, who are online, because I needed proof that there were other women out there like me who felt confident. There were other women who looked like me, who had rolls, who had cellulite, who had stretch marks, who had saggy boobs, who had a pouch under their belly button, a pooch under their belly button, whose thighs touched. I needed to see that there were people out there who were willing to be seen so I could almost borrow their confidence. And so I started to follow a bunch of different people so that in my feed, as I'm like scrolling through Instagram, I am constantly bombarded with real body diversity, all different shapes and sizes. So I want to show you some of these because Pictures are worth 1,000 words. And this is what my feed looks like. So when I am scrolling down, I don't see models. I don't see perfect bodies. Now, those models and those perfect bodies, quote unquote, I say that, actually exist, okay? So it's fine to have those in your feed, but you also need to have different bodies. I'm gonna go through a couple of these just so that you can see what it looks like when real body diversity is shown in your feed. Like, you instantly feel normal versus instantly feeling like a crazy person. So I'm just gonna keep going through these, and you can see that there are people who wear awesome tankinis. You're seeing people who are wearing two pieces, people who are wearing swim dresses, people who have like really cool ways to make their midsection like where they feel more confident there. And it's just like so refreshing to see that. And so if you're somebody who gets really triggered, okay, by your Instagram or by your Facebook, it's time to get rid and unfollow every single person that triggers you. Every single person that, like, if you know, you may not have to do this at one time, but going through, like, if a picture comes up and it triggers you, unfollow. I promise they don't even know and they're not paying attention and it's not that big of a deal. I unfollow people all the time because I want to create a sacred space to where my social media is actually enhancing my outlook on life and enhancing the way that I want to see the world versus a fake version. So if I get triggered, I just unfollow. So for me, anybody that shows me a before and after picture and says, try this diet, do this or that, they immediately get unfollowed. Because that gives me false sense of hope that I can go do that real quick and lose some weight, and that makes me a better human being. So I had to get rid of it. I gotta, I'm out, they get unfollowed. Anybody that talks about diets, diet lingo, slimming down, getting beach ready, making your abs look better, going on a cleanse, going on a diet, any of that, immediately unfollowed. I can't handle it. It's too triggering for me. And then I've added in people who show and demonstrate body diversity, people who are confident at every size. And so there's all kinds of great hashtags that you can follow. BOPO, like BOPO, which stands for body positive. BOPO, the hashtag BOPO is great. The hashtag body positive is great. I love my body, body love. Like, I search for all of those hashtags so that I can find the people that are doing this and who I can borrow their confidence and see a better picture of true diversity, so that I know that when I walk out on the beach or when I go to the pool, that what I'm going to see are going to be lots of bodies. And my body, in its uniqueness, is just a different version of all of these different bodies. And so I fit in. I already fit in. Like, before I even walk into the pool or onto the beach, I already fit in. And it's that mental game of on my feed. Now, I even do that on my own Facebook posts and stuff. Like, I want to show body diversity because I want you guys to know, like, I get that, and I really want to represent that. So that third tip is to update your Instagram. Unfollow people who trigger you. Follow people who show you more body diversity. All right, so the fourth tip that I have for you, and this is all the practicing body love before you're there, is to take a picture of yourself in your bathing suit. Now, this is just for you. This is not a challenge where you've got to post it on Instagram or post it on Facebook. Like, that would be nice, okay? It's taken me until this year to do it, and I've been doing this work for a long time. So that's not the challenge. The challenge is to take a picture for yourself. So just do it, in your mirror. It doesn't have to look good. Don't even worry about angles. Like, you want this to be a very true, like, you're just hanging out picture. And I want you to get curious about that picture. I want you to begin to think, what am I seeing? Like, this is where we're so terrified to be seen that we don't even see ourselves. We don't even look at ourselves in our bathing suit before we go out. And so we have this weird thing where we feel extra exposed because we haven't sat down and looked ourselves in the eye of what we look like in our bathing suit, that it's like we're doing it for the first time in front of an audience. There's a lot of pressure. And so we're going to basically take this back. Instead of doing it for the first time in front of an audience, we're going to do it in front of ourselves. We're going to give ourselves time to make peace with our bodies before the big reveal day. This is really important. It gives us the opportunity to speak kindness to ourselves, to speak love, and to also get curious about what we hate about our bodies and why we hate those parts about our bodies. So take this picture and just observe. What are your thoughts? When you look at that picture of yourself in a bathing suit, how does it make you feel? Are you triggered? Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel exposed? Do you feel vulnerable? Do you feel ugly? Do you feel disgusting? Do you feel gross? Do you feel beautiful? Do you feel okay, like not as bad as I thought? Or, like just observe. Zero judgment. All feelings are valid. So observing the feelings. What do I feel when I instantly look at my body? What are my judgments? Where do I accept it? Does this give anybody any anxiety? Will y'all let me know? If this gives you anxiety, type it in number 3. If this sounds awesome and you get how important this is, like, okay, I could see myself doing this, type it in number 4. 0 judgment, just want to gauge. 3, this is creating anxiety for you. 4, this might be something you'd be willing to do. So then ask yourself the question, what is your pattern for hiding? What is your pattern for hiding? So if you feel ugly, disgusting, whatever, what's your pattern for hiding? What are the excuses that you make so that you're not seen? You want to kind of see, like, what's your sort of routine that you do? Some of you guys are saying 4s. Some of you guys are saying 3. Totally get it. I did a challenge a while ago, last November, where I realized I hadn't looked at myself naked in the mirror maybe since high school, or actually probably before then. And I actually took a month where I got ready naked by myself in my bathroom for a month straight and just looked at my body. It was like I was hiding from myself. I had not looked at my body in so long that I didn't know what it looked like. I was terrified to look at my body. So I had to do this challenge myself. So I can speak from a place that this really works. This really helps to address what's going on. And then ask yourself, when you start judging yourself, whose voice is that? Whose voice is telling you that you should look different than you do? Where did you learn that? Where in society have you heard that? Who are you afraid to be seen by? What is that triggering? What's coming up for you? And then this is the most important question, okay? And this question is, do you want those judgments to be true? Do you really want to be ugly, disgusting, gross? Because you are what you say you are. It is all relative. So do you want that to be true, or do you want to update it? Do you want to shift that? Do you want to change it? Do you want to create a different body story with yourself? And in order to be seen, to be vulnerable, it starts with ourselves. It starts with looking at ourselves naked. It starts with looking at ourselves in our bathing suit. Start with your bathing suit. You don't have to go straight to naked. Maybe you never do. But at least look at yourself in a bathing suit. See where your judgments are. See what it makes you feel. And ask yourself if you want to update that. And then step number 5 is to repeat a body mantra. So if we are going to rewrite this story and begin a new relationship with our bodies, to begin seeing ourselves in a new light, begin to accept that where we are right now is wholly lovable, that is absolute perfection, the imperfectly perfect, with all of our quote unquote flaws. There's not a perfect human being out there, you guys. I don't care what size you are. Most people have cellulite. Most people have stretch marks. Most people, are all over the map. Some people's thighs touch. Some people's don't. Some people have saggy boobs. Some people have perky boobs. Some people have a stomach. Some people have a flat stomach. Some people have an ass. Some people have a flat ass. I have a flat ass. So it's like, we're just different. We're just human, you guys. We're just human. We just have human bodies. We just have bodies. It's just a body. Let's desensitize ourselves from all the crazy. It's just a body. So what do you want your new body mantra to be? What do you want it to be? That I accept and love myself as it is. Maybe your mantra is, I give myself permission to be seen. Maybe your mantra is, it's safe to be seen in a bathing suit. Maybe your mantra is, I choose to be seen in my body so that I can be present for my life and for the people that I love. Maybe the mantra is, I am beginning to show myself, I'm beginning to show my body more grace and acceptance. Maybe the mantra at the beginning is, I am willing to believe that I can see myself in a different way. I am willing to explore the idea of body love. I'm willing to show up even when I'm scared. Like, you can really think, Ashley, you said, I am beautiful and curvy and it's okay. I love that. And ultimately, like what I do for my body mantra when I'm looking in the mirror before I go out to the pool, before I go out to the beach, is I am literally laying my physical hands on my body, touching my body all over and saying, I love you and you're beautiful. I love you and you're beautiful. And guys, I could show you all the different parts of, all my arms and stretch marks and everything that I used to hate and be judgmental of. And again, it goes back to, what good does it do to believe that I'm ugly? What good does it do? I want to confirm and find proof for a new story that my body as it is in this state deserves to have just as much fun at the pool and the beach as somebody who's thinner or more active or more fit or whatever it might be that is my ideal. Okay? I deserve just as much as anybody else to enjoy my freaking life and to get out there in the sun and to play and to be present. And so it really goes back to that decision. Deciding to be confident, deciding to figure out what is going to be your confidence ritual, to show up and connect by being present and being willing to be seen and stop sitting on the sidelines of your life. And so the bigger part of this whole story, it's like actually has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with you showing up to be present for your life and not missing out on it because you are hating yourself so much and holding yourself up to an ideal that you'll never get to. Like that, y'all, is prison. That is prison. And you can decide, don't miss your life. Don't miss out on enjoying this summer. Don't let your mind control where you're at. Raise the vibration, raise the frequency, raise your state to get into a place where you're willing to see yourself as somebody who can show up and be seen just like everybody else. And being free, freedom at the end of the day is being present for your life. Freedom is being present for your life. And when you can focus on being fully present, then you can truly let go. Because you're not, like when you're present, you're not thinking about how your body looks. When you're present, you're not thinking about that. And if you do, if that thought comes up, you say, I love and accept myself. So I hope that you guys will really be present for this summer, that you will feel more confident in your skin. You don't have to lose any weight. You don't have to do anything different. It's all right here, right now for the taking, right here. And I just so appreciate y'all being on with me. And as I always say, conclude our show, the purpose of life is to be grateful, to be great, and to be full. To be great and to be full. All right, hope you guys have a fabulous week. Cannot wait to hear how this goes for you guys. I'll see you next week.